71 years old Steve Litzy was a real estate agent for Coldwell Banker Realtors in Paradise, California. Steve and his wife also had a residence in Elkton, Oregon, which they used to visit from time to time. In October of 2011, Steve and a friend went to the Twin Lake area for a week of hunting. The hunt wasn't that good and the two friends decided to make the trip short and make October 29th of 2011 their last day of hunt. On October 29th, both hunters woke up early, grabbed some food and agreed to hunt alone and meet up at their vehicles later in the day. At the end of the day, when Steve didn't show up at his vehicle, his friend called the authorities and a search was started. On October 31st, 2 days after Steve went missing, searchers brought 8 different bloodhound dog teams into the area to track Steve's scent, but they had no success. Searchers brought helicopters to the area, but they didn't find Steve or any tracks of him. Few days after he went missing, a heavy snow hit the area which washed away any possible tracks that might have existed. After 1 week of searching, the effort was terminated without finding Steve. Remember, Steve had a rifle with him and hunters know in case of an emergency to shoot 3 times for help, but nobody ever heard of a shot being fired during the search. Steve Litzy has never been found. "40-year-old Patrick Aman was hiking with 2 of his friends below Mount Lassen National Park on July 15, 2012. This area has large trees and thick vegetations. Sometime during the day, the 3 hikers got separated and agreed to meet up at their cars. Patrick never showed up at the meeting point, so the authority was called and a search was started. Searchers used helicopters, canine dogs and lots of volunteers, but they had no success on finding anything. They didn't find any signs of violence in the area either. On June 23, 2012, 7 days after Patrick went missing, Patrick's family hired a private helicopter to fly over the area. During the flight, the pilot saw a location with bird activities, so he sent a group of ground searchers to the area to check. Searchers found the dead body of Patrick Aman in heavy brush in an area 200 yards from the roadway off Ponderosa and Forward Road. Deputies claimed there was no signs of violence on the body. Searchers were baffled why Patrick didn't make a sound during the search because the location they found the body was searched multiple times before. He was found 100 yards from the location he was last seen. Patrick had a wallet with him that was still full of cash. One of the searchers claimed it was as if Patrick crawled to the spot they found him. It's a mystery how canine dogs didn't react to Patrick's body. His body was found close to the only bodies of water in the area, which is an interesting coincidence. This phenomenon exists for most of the other missing cases as well. The Crandall's family lived on a ranch close to Shepherd, Montana. The ranch was located 8 miles south of a series of mountains. The area between the residence and the mountains was mostly filled with dried sagebrush. On March 13, 1916, the family finished their dinner and 2.5-year-old Kenneth went outside to play. About 2 hours after dinner, Mrs. Crandall went outside to look for his son, but she couldn't find him. As she was looking for his son, she realized Kenneth's dog, which was a collie, was missing as well. The family searched for a few hours and after having no success, they drove to the sheriff's office and soon a search effort was started. At first, searchers were concerned about Razor Creek, which was close to Crandall's residence. The flow in the creek wasn't much, and soon it was searched and discounted as they didn't find anything there. There were hundreds of ranchers and farmers who volunteered to look for the boy. 3 days after the boy went missing, his collie dog came back to the residence and was very hungry. After the family fed him, he started barking and whining as if he wanted the family to follow him. The family started following the dog, and the collie kept going for 8 miles until it reached a crossroad where family finally found the body of Kenneth. It seemed as if the dog left the boy to bring help, but Kenneth didn't survive. Searchers stated the main reason they were unable to find Kenneth was because they never thought he could go that far in such a short time. They were baffled how this was possible. The deputy sheriff stated it was believed Kenneth died in the first 24 hours that he went missing. If he had died that quickly, it doesn't make sense that he traveled 8 miles on foot. Also, it doesn't make sense that he died from hunger since he just ate dinner prior to his disappearance. How Kenneth traveled 8 miles in 24 hours while being only 2.5 years old remains a mystery to this day.